Hello, my name is Rusty Coones. I have with me Victor Lopez, the seat guy, motorcycle seats. How you doing, Victor?
I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. How you doing?
I'm great, man. I'm glad to have you on here, man.
Thank
Just
you.
for those of you that don't know, Victor's been around for 33 years doing custom motorcycle seats in the South, Orange County, and all over the Southland. But he's made seats all the way back to the East Coast for everybody. Um, One of the things I really like about Victor is that he would come to my shop when we're building custom bikes, and he would make the seat pan and then take off with it that night. He'd be back in a day or two with a finished seat. My bike never had to leave the shop. It was really top-notch service, and he's always been A1 first class quality on everything he's done. So over the years, he's worked for the top companies around here, and now he's got his own company. So anyhow, Victor, I want to talk about where you're currently at with your company, the Seat Guy, but I want to go back to where you started. Okay,
For
so
sure.
where were you from?
Zacatecas, Mexico.
Right on. And when were you born?
Born in 1977.
Right on. So obviously, it was a little tougher down there than it is for you right now, right?
Yeah, yeah. It was actually my dad wasn't around. He works a lot. He was with me, but he was working a lot because we didn't have nothing. Like we
Yeah.
poor back then, and I still poor, but living better. Yeah, but my dad had to live, and I gotta work by myself pretty much.
So basically, by the time you were about 14, you were on your own.
Yeah, when I was 14, I ran away and, I started working by myself. I know how to, operate heavy equipment machines, and I know how to drive those semi trucks. So I was, back then, there were like no abuse for minors, and then they let
Right.
you work in Mexico, it was port, and then you can do, if you drive, you know how to drive, you don't need a license over there.
So between the time you're 14 and 18, you're driving heavy equipment and semi trucks, right?
Yes,
That's
yes.
great, man. That's
Yeah.
that's cool. That's showing some initiative there, man. You know?
Yeah, yeah, it's just like the life over there. It was tough, but you have to do what you have to do. And actually,
Sure.
I was lucky to learn that, and I love that. But I
Mhm.
love more motorcycle too.
Right on. So then when you hit 18, you immigrated to the US.
Yeah, come over. My mom was here. My dad and my mom they got divorced, so that's why I was by myself. They got divorced when they were like I was 10. I was 10 years old,
Right?
and they got divorced, so I was by myself pretty much, and that's why I run away. But I come over to look for my mom, and I come over to visit her, but I stay. I love U.S.
Right on. So when you came over, what'd you do for work when you first got here?
Well, I was 18 years old when I come over. I started working at McDonald's,
Right on.
flipping burgers. Yes, sir.
How long you do that for?
It was like a year. I was
Yeah.
working there for a year, and then yeah, I was there. I like it.
Right on. Right on. So after you worked at McDonald's, what'd you do next?
I was working. Actually, my uncle has a grocery shop over there in Mission Vieja, and
Right.
I was working at McDonald's, and I was kind of I want to learn something, and I didn't know what it was, and I always had a dream. I didn't know what it was, but I was,
Yeah.
it wasn't me already. I don't know what happened, but I was already. I have my dream. I don't know what it was, but I went to work with my uncle, and I started learning a little bit there. Like upholstery. He does the auto upholstery, so I learned a little bit there.
Right.
Nothing crazy.
So your Uncle Louis, right?
My uncle Louis, yes.
So tell me what Louis said to you when you were working on auto upholstery.
I was there, and then I was a kid, and I mean, you're learning, you're gonna mess up stuff, you know what I mean? But I did the best I can, and he was like, "You're not good at this." He always told me that, what I mean, you're not good at this. So I feel so bad about it, because it was not good.
Yeah. So basically, he didn't see that in you, and he referred you to somewhere else, right?
Yeah, he sent me to high end back then, Lars.
Yeah.
Lars is a really good friend of my uncle, so he sent me there. for
Yeah.
sure.
Now, for those of you that don't know, High-End Seats was one of the top seat makers around the area back in the day, and Lars founded that and ran it. He was a really good dude, and Victor went over there with little, if no, experience, and started learning the ropes over there. And I think that's where you found your niche, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, like I was from didn't know what I was doing to high end, and the first day that I was there, they told me like I was the best, So it
Yeah.
was really good, experience. It made me feel so good, and I started learning because I just started loving motorcycle seats there. And the first
Let me,
day
yeah,
I started learning
let
that.
me explain what you're saying here. So the first day he goes to High End, he's assembling seats. They're already, the upholstery part is already done, and they have to install the upholstery to the seat pans and finish the seat. So they had a number of guys assembling over there. Victor comes in, first day, he knocks out 10 seats in the first day.
That's
The other
correct.
guys that were there, they could never do more than six. And that's
They
your
were
first
yeah, they
first
were
day.
doing
So
sick. Yeah.
you were on to something.
Yes,
Now,
yes.
when he was in that part of the business for a short amount of time, he got up to where he was doing 50 seats a day.
That's correct. Yes.
That's a big load. That's 8 times more than the other
Yeah,
guys were doing.
that's correct.
You know?
Yes.
Wow. So, and you were there for a number of years, I think 23 between High End and Danny Gray that bought it. I think about 12 years with High End, and then 11 with Danny Gray, I think it was.
Yeah, that's correct. Yes.
So during that time, you learned how to do everything, sewing, all the fabrication, making the seat pans out of fiberglass. And I think that's when I met you, is when
That's
I was,
correct. Yes.
because I did bring some bikes over sometimes, but then you would come to the shop when it was inconvenient, when I needed you to come, and you'd come over there, and that was the deal right there. I mean, that was the best thing ever, because we didn't have to take everything off the lift and move everything and then stop all the construction on the things we were working on. We could keep doing the build while the seats being made, and you didn't hang us up for 2 weeks, man. You had that seat done in a day or two, maybe three.
That, that's correct. Yeah, yeah. Back in the days, like we met there on high end. I was doing the production stuff, and then after that, I was moved to the customs department. And
Uh-huh.
yeah, that's where we met. I went a few times to your shop when I was on high end, but
Yeah.
after that, yeah, I started doing my own stuff, and I that's what I was doing. I go to everybody's house and shops to do the seats.
Yeah, that's a great service, man. That's a really
Thank
great
you.
service. So when Danny Gray took over, now you had like the custom shop within the shop. There was a big production company. They're making seats. They've got 25 people, I think it was, making and installing and sewing on the regular production line, right?
That's correct. Yeah, there were like two different departments, which was the production line. There were like 25 people, and then they have like a small shop in the back, and that was me. That was only
Yeah.
one guy doing the motorcycle seats custom stuff. Yeah, that was me. That was
So you
nice.
were doing all the custom one-offs, and also the production for the new model seats that came out. You would make the first one, and then they would copy it and run it in production, right?
Well, they were having us doing one off pretty much, and they change designs and all that stuff. Like how they want to do the shapes, and yeah, we everything starts with a one off, and after that you just design the seat how you want to make it look like, and after that you do production. Yes, for sure.
Right on, man. So you found your passion.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I love to do motorcycle seats.
So then after you left Danny Gray, it was like you had to start over almost. I mean, you were almost out of the industry for a minute. You were a little worried, right?
Yeah, actually, I was scared because that's all I know how to do, motorcycle seats. And when I left there, I was scared. And I have a friend in Vegas. And he called me to do a motorcycle seats over there. And I drive all the way to Vegas. Actually, I go everywhere they want me to
Yeah.
go everywhere they need a seat. So I was there, and I was sad because I just they fired me. They don't need me on high end no more. So I
Yeah.
was there, and I told him, hey, just got fired. He's like, congratulations. And I was like, wow, I just told you that I got fired. He's like, yeah, that's how you're gonna start your business now. So
That's right.
from there, I started doing it. Yeah, for sure.
That's right, man. That is how it happens. Like you said, your uncle, when you were 20 years old, and he says, this
Yeah,
just isn't working out for you, I'm going to send you somewhere else.
yeah,
You were probably pissed
yeah,
off at him, right? You know?
yeah. Now, because I told him, hey, remember when you said that? And he's like, oh, I told you that because I want you to grow up. You look at you now. You're the C guy.
Exactly.
And I
He
said,
pushed
yeah,
you.
yeah, you're right.
I had the same thing, man. When I was 20 years old, I started working for my uncle and doing plumbing. And I liked doing it. Did it for about a year, but I was only getting like 350 an hour or something. And I found another job that was paying me 50 cents more an hour. So I said, look, can you give me a raise? He says, I can't do it. I says, well, I'm going to have to move on. And I was kind of pissed off about it, but I
Yeah,
moved on. And actually, that was a really good thing because I just kept going on and on and on, and never looked back.
nice. Yeah, it's the same here. Yeah, I did the same thing, and now my uncle, I love him. He's like my dad. It's really good, and I appreciate that.
So basically, for a couple years there, after you left High End and Danny Gray, you were kind of like moving around, and you were going from shop to shop, building seats for people, even as far as New York, as far as I know, right?
Yeah, well, actually, I got lucky when I was working on high end. I got the opportunity to work with Orange County Choppers,
Uh-huh.
which I did seats for them a lot.
Yep.
I was in the show too, and a
Yep.
few. And yes, I go everywhere. Everywhere that they need me. When I started, when I was out of high end, um, I was struggling, and I was on my phone googling motorcycle shops close by. So I started driving around, leaving cards, to them, and just telling begging for work, pretty much. But I just only need one opportunity, and finally they give me one opportunity, and from there, they I do the seats for a big guys around here,
Yeah,
a lot of guys.
no
Yes.
doubt. So you went about 8 years, like kind of nomadic like that, working out of your house and going
Yeah.
around doing seats for all the high end builders and everybody. And looks like 2 years ago you moved into a shop, huh?
Yes, finally get a shop right here. Small shop, but it's really nice. This is what I need.
Yeah.
And I just want to move out of my house, get my garage back and have a nice place there. You know what I mean? So yeah, I got my shop now, and I'm glad that I have it now.
Right on, man. I think we're going to be seeing you at some of the big shows coming up here pretty soon, huh?
I want to. Yeah, that's my dream. I want to. That's what I'm going for,
Yeah.
and I want to be with the big guys too.
Right on, man. Well, you deserve it, man. You got that hard work ethic. You do great work. I'm telling you, like I've had a lot of people make seats, and you're top notch.
Thank
And
you very much.
you know what? It's like your service is incredible. You know what I mean? Like I'm telling you, if somebody needs a seat, they're going to get it done A1 perfectly and right now. With no
Thank
ego
you.
involved or nothing, and a fair price. You've always been really good on your prices.
Thank you very much.
So,
Thank you.
so really, I
Yes.
appreciate you being who you are, man, and everything you've done. So, before we close this out, why don't you give us your website?
My website is under construction, but I got my Instagram is at the Sea Guy, and I got a TikTok at the Sea Guy as well. And you can find me on Facebook at the Sea Guy too.
Right on, man. All
All
right.
my
Well,
cell phone number,
huh?
all my cell phone number is gonna be 714-697-4780. You can call me, text me anytime. I'm here. If you need a seat, I'll be happy to help you.
Right on, man. Okay. Really appreciate you taking the time out. I know you're busy as heck right now and you got customers waiting, but I appreciate it, brother. All right.
Thank you very much, and thank you for this, and I appreciate you.